And Dalvin Cook's role as well. You mentioned injury report, Luke Inman. Dalvin Cook's probably going to be on that injury report with a shoulder injury that knocked him out of yesterday's game. The early season Dalvin injury, unfortunately, is an annual tradition. First of all, Luke, do you want to see Dalvin Cook try to play through this pain on Sunday after a pretty effective game, or would you rather see him sit and bring in a Chandler or a Wongwu to get more involved?
It's tough without knowing the severity of it. Personally, just sitting here today on Monday morning, I would say just pump the brakes. It's almost like we talked about Justin Herbert. Why would you suit him up knowing the injuries that he's dealing with the ribs and risk your entire season? Matt Hasselbeck said he played with that injury. He goes, I wish I wouldn't have played because it lingered the entire season. Obviously, this is a different situation here with Dalvin, but I would say pump the brakes. You've got great depth. We knew it going in that Madison and Kene Nwangwu, we haven't even seen Ty Chandler active yet. They could probably carry the load, as we've seen Madison do quite a bit. And, you mentioned like this is the yearly thing with Dalvin. It's happened versus the Lions too. Remember in 2017, week 4, he tore his ACL. They lost that game 14-7 versus the Lions. Case Keenum ends up going up, 11-12 the next 12 games. They went 9-1, I think, in the next 10 games there. I don't know. I would say pump the brakes, Sam. I really would. Knowing the depth that they have, I would say, try to ease up on Dalvin. Give him the proper time to rest, and you want him back at 100%.
Yeah, the Dalvin, I hate making light of this because getting hurt is no fun. No one wants to see NFL players get hurt. But the Dalvin injury fumble combo is such a thing, and I feel like it happens also when he's trying to play hurt. And his effectiveness goes down so much. Like if you look at the past 3 years, where we all agree he's been playing banged up. Got hurt versus Denver in 2019. Next 5 games, 3.2 yards per carry, 3.4 yards per carry, 3.0 yards per carry, inactive. 2020, hurt versus Seattle, final 7 games, 4.2 yards per carry. Last season, hurt early in the year in the Arizona game, had 7 games under 4 yards per carry, and then 4 separate games missed along the way. And they really never saw the healthy Dalvin Cook. So I'm of the opinion that they need to take a different, more cautious approach and make sure he gets healthy, because if you look through his game logs too, like coming off of missed games or games where he got hurt, Mike Zimmer was letting him rush the ball 32 times. That's so antithetical to the approach you would want with a running back, especially someone with the amount of tread on Dalvin's tires. So, Arif, what's your take on Dalvin right now?
Yeah, I think that the reason that you'd want somebody like Dalvin to play is, and I know this sounds really dumb, is because he can help the football team win games, and you're not getting Dalvin Cook the play you're getting when he's playing hurt, like you said. And I think that we can make a distinction between the types of injuries he suffers and what happens when he plays through those injuries, because I thought the ankle injuries really limited his burst, and I thought it made him a much worse running back, whereas the shoulder injuries made it much more likely that he was going to fumble, right? And so I think that maybe there's some differences there. Whew.
We lost him.
Don't love this New York air. Yeah. So I think that there's not really much of a reason. Madison is an effective back. You're not going to get the explosive runs from him. You may have to mix in, somebody like Wongwu or Chandler to really get the full running game, but whew,
bless you.
I don't like talking about running backs, man. This is just what happens.
Doesn't it look like Arif is broadcasting from a cloud or heaven? It looks like he's just in this angelic realm with this halo.
I know I'm gonna get the YouTube comments Arif just figured out a better background, but I'm in an airport. I don't want to violate anybody else's privacy. This is the only place I can find where there's not going to be anybody else in the shot. So stick it up your craw, YouTube comments. No, but I think that you're gonna get a. I don't even read I don't even know if the comments are mean, right? I have no idea.
Probably.
But I think
if not, they should.
Yeah, they're YouTube comments, right? Yeah,
they're meaner on Twitter than YouTube. YouTube's pretty nice.
Really?
For now.
Oh wait, we gotta get those numbers up, right? We gotta get some haters going on the YouTube channel. But yeah, no, I think that you're not getting as much from a running back in that scenario. So like, why play through injury? Because the difference between, and I don't think Justin Herbert should have played, but the difference between Justin Herbert and Chase Daniel is enormous. Even an injured Justin Herbert is significantly better than Chase Daniel. The difference between Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison is not trivial. Injured Dalvin Cook and a healthy Alexander Mattison are not that far apart. So I don't really understand why you would want to, like, the whole reason the Vikings didn't trade Mattison is this exact scenario. Now make good on the phantom 3rd round pick you gave up, or 4th round pick or whatever, and just play Alexander Mattison. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah. Luke, Braun,
And I
your
think
thoughts
Madison's
on
been
this?
playing pretty well, right? Like,
He has, yeah.
am I out of line? This is the best we've
No.
seen from Alexander Madison. I feel like he's been
No,
reading
his rookie
plays
year
well.
was better. But
Rookie
it's
year
been
was
a bit
pretty
since
good.
His
he
rookie year was
played.
better.
Yeah.
He looks like
Yeah,
he's playing
but-
for a
but-
job. He knows he was
Yeah.
almost traded,
Right,
and he looks. Yeah, you're right. Maybe rookie year was better on paper. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
But this
And
is the best
4.2
we've
yards a
seen
specifically
in a
carry.
while.
And more specifically, I think what we've seen from Madison for most of his career, he tries to bounce and get the edge so often, and he can't because like he's not Dalvin Cook, but he tries to be Dalvin Cook. And in this one, he has not been trying to bounce things outside nearly as much. He's just been going straight up and down. He can juke a guy, make a guy miss, but more importantly, he can bowl through you. That touchdown run was that is Madison. That's who Madison should be. And I think he's been a little more disciplined about that. And then plus he's just showcased like better vision. And that helps me make this decision a little bit, right? Like, yeah, I don't necessarily need to take the devil's bargain of Dalvin Cook. Is he going to get a shoulder hurt fumble again and then leave the game? And now he's out for 6 weeks, when I feel like I can trust Alexander Mattison a lot more than I kind of felt like I could for the last couple years. And that makes this a whole lot easier. Like this should be fine, honestly. Yeah, put Madison in. Let the dude get healthy.
Cook with 16 career fumbles now after yesterday's. Does anyone want to gander how many fumbles as a Viking Adrian Peterson had?
I do not.
No, but I'm going to guess that Adrian fumble percentage is only slightly higher than Dalvin Cook's, right? Because I think Adrian Peterson's percentage is like 2.4, 2.5% was one of the highest in the league. Dalvin is like 1.92%, not including the last fumble, last I looked. So it's actually not that significantly far apart, and it is one of the higher fumble rates in the league. I don't know what happens when you take out the fumbles where he's injured, though.
Yeah, well, I think that has to count, right? I mean, that has to be part of the equation. So the stats on that, Arif, and no one's going to guess the number on Peterson. Luke Inman, play along. Guess the fumbles.
73.
Love it.
That's a lot of fumbles. 39 fumbles as a Viking. Now, per touch.
Felt like 73 though, didn't it?
Felt like about 73 though. Yeah.
Yeah, and
and
you're not
it
counting the playoff.
It wasn't including
fumbles.
postseason.
The
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's at least 4.
And that Seattle fumble counts for 3.
Yep.
Playoff fumbles count for 3, and there were 3 against the Saints and then 1 against Seattle. So per touch, Adrian Peterson fumbled 1 in 68 touches. Dalvin Cook has fumbled 1 in 78 touches in his career. How's that for a little
Boy.
nerdy stat of the day?
He's got to walk around
Interesting.
home with a
Yeah,
football.
there you go.